Today, we're focusing on dynamics. Hello and welcome to my ukulele friends. Thank you and much love to everybody who has commented, liked, shared, subscribed, or reached out on social media. I'm a qualified music teacher, so seeing and hearing about your progress really motivates me to continue bringing these lessons to you. Feedback is important to me, both ways. So if you have feedback to give me or you'd like some feedback from me, don't forget to comment below. In this series of lessons, I'm going to be focusing on the musical elements. This will help expand your musical vocabulary and make you a better musician in general. This means as you search through the internet or if you go into ukulele groups, when people talk about various musical aspects, you'll have a better understanding of what they're talking about. Today, we're focusing on dynamics. Basically, dynamics is how loud or soft the music is or a note is. Dynamics add variety, interest, and expression into music. Without it, all the songs would just sound pretty bland and all quite similar. As we've discussed in previous lessons, many songs use the same chords, even in the same order. So dynamics really helps make a song original. Now, I like to make my videos comprehensive and for all learning styles. So the idea with these lessons is that you take as much as you can. If at any stage it gets too hard, just listen to the information, take in what you can, and practice what feels good. Don't stress yourself out if there's anything that's too difficult. And if it's too easy, then feel free to comment below and share some of your tips. I'd like to think of us as a community of learners where we can all help one another grow. Dynamics can be achieved on the ukulele by the volume of our strums. Changing the volume of our strum can be achieved in a few different ways. For example, playing with the pad of your thumb is naturally softer than if you were to use your fingernail. Another way you can change the volume of your strum is your hand motion. You'll notice that with a small motion, it'll be quite soft, and as my motion gets bigger, so does the volume of my strum. Many people assume that it's about how hard we play. And really we are playing slightly harder and slightly softer, but it's more about the motion. So rather than digging your hands into the ukulele and doing damage to your fingernails, focus on the motion and naturally you'll be strumming that little bit harder anyway. So small and big. Some people get tempo, which means speed, confused with dynamics. Just because we play softer doesn't mean we need to slow down. So just keep that in mind when you're practicing this lesson. For all of our exercises today, I'll be holding C. It's just nice and easy for us to all hold and remember. We're going to practice just playing soft. So you're going to try with me and you'll notice that when I strum, I have that rotation in my wrist, my arm's nice and long, but it's just a small rotation. My thumb only comes just above the strings and my finger just below. So let's play soft. So we're just going to be playing up and down strums with eighth notes softly. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great. Now we're going to play loud. So our motion's going to be quite big here. Still a relaxed motion, sweeping across your strings. But you'll notice my whole hand has a greater motion. So we're going to do the same pattern in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can obviously hear the difference between loud and soft. And in music we have special names for loud and soft. Soft is often symbolized with a little P and is called piano. Loud is often symbolized with an F and we say forte. If we play extremely quiet, it's marked with 2 P's, pianissimo. If we play extremely loud, we have double F's, fortissimo. We also have MP, which is moderately soft, mezzo piano, and MF, moderately loud, mezzo forte. So as long as you can remember P for soft and F for loud, you'll have a fairly good idea of whether you should be playing loud or soft if this shows up in your music. The more P's, the quieter you are. The more F's, the louder you are. If there's an M before it, it's moderate. Think M for moderate, even though it's actually M for mezzo. There are plenty of songs that you will have listened to numerous times that have dramatic dynamic changes. They have these to add that expression, variation, and interest to their songs. One example is Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes. If you're familiar with this song, you'll know that towards the end of the song, they repeat the chorus, throughout gradually getting softer, until they reach the final choruses where they bump that volume right up. This causes surprise and anticipation as it builds up towards the chorus. The name for gradually getting softer is decrescendo. You'll see it above your chord charts if it means you need to be gradually getting softer. It will end at the quietest point. The opposite of this is gradually getting louder. Crescendo. You'll see it gradually gets bigger, meaning gradually getting louder. One example of this is The Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine, where the song starts very quietly and gradually builds up volume until it hits that big, loud chorus, and then it drops back down again and builds up. So dynamics are used frequently throughout this song. Another ever popular ukulele song is Riptide. At the end of this song, they play a triple chorus. The first chorus being incredibly quiet. And again, this creates that drama, that anticipation, that readiness to get that nice, big, loud double chorus at the end. So we're going to practice our crescendos and decrescendos, holding C. So we're going to start soft and gradually get louder. And then, once we're loud, we stay there for a little bit, and with my instruction, gradually start getting softer. So, beginning soft. Now gradually get louder. Gradually get softer and stay soft. Get louder and louder and stay here and softer. Get softer and softer, as soft as you can, and stop. So there you have it, crescendo, decrescendo. See if you can guess this strumming pattern. I'm sure it's being used in many songs, but the way that we play this with loud and soft strums makes it unique. Can you guess it? If so, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if any of you can guess which song this strumming pattern is from. Now that strumming pattern without dynamics would sound like, which is still quite similar, but have a listen for the louder and the softer strums and hear how it changes the emotion of the song. So learning these dynamics can really take your playing up to that next step. You don't want every song to just sound the same volume. It gets boring after time, not just for you, but for the people listening. So you really want to be able to add these dynamics to add that interest, expression, and variety to your playing. I have a little bit more terminology for you. When we play a loud strum or note, it's called an accent, and it's marked like this. So again, we don't need to hit our strings really hard. It's more about that big motion, big sweeping motion. We're going to practice doing a regular strum followed by a loud strum repetitively. So regular, loud, regular, loud, regular, loud. Join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am exaggerating my motion a little bit, but this is just to remind you that it's not about how hard you play, it's about your motion. And finish. The opposite is referred to as a ghost note, and it can be displayed like this. So ghost note is played really soft. Some people also call these ghost strums, and sometimes they're barely even audible. For these strums, you want as little motion as possible. Sometimes you might not even hit each of the strings, and that's okay. So let's practice the two extremes together. Really soft, followed by really loud. So we'll play 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have ghost, accent, ghost, accent, loud. Learning these accents is a good step towards that chuck strum that everyone wants to achieve, or chunk strum, whichever you prefer to call it. I will teach chunking in a separate lesson, but basically the accent, that big motion down, it's pretty much that with your thumb following through and stopping the strings. If you haven't yet got the hang of that soft and loud exercise, soft, loud, soft, loud, don't worry, keep practicing. I still recommend you watch to the end of this video just so you get all the tips and tricks with dynamics and come back and do any exercises that you haven't achieved yet later on. So once you have 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to add eighth notes and we're going to play all ghosts except for on the beat of 2 and 4 where we'll play accents. So we'll be strumming up and down for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as soft as we can. And once we're comfortable with that, we add in the accents on 2 and 4. So soft as we can, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep that going. And if you're comfortable, adding an accent on 2 and 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I did start to swing a little bit there at the end. It just feels like a swinging kind of rhythm. And for today, we're only going to focus on accents on the 2 and 4. But if you need an extension, you can practice accents anywhere. Even if you write down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and practice writing accents above them anywhere in the rhythm, and you can make up your own accent patterns. Here's an example of just playing a boring old up and down strum, and then I'll do the exact same thing, but I'll add accents. So, standard strumming. Accents. If you found any of this content valuable so far, please give this video a thumbs up. Dynamics aren't only for strumming. It's also really valuable in your picking. Again, today we're going to keep this as simple as possible, but with your picking you can pick a small little motion or a bigger motion. So soft or louder. Soft to loud. Soft to loud. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out my video on finger picking patterns here. That will really help you in this next step. So we're going to focus on just accenting on the first beat. We're holding C and we're going to play our strings from our nose to our toes and play 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear how that first pluck is louder? Once you've got the hang of that, see if you can also accent on the 4, where I play my third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going and move ahead. Pause and practice if you need. But once you've got the hang of that, see if you can then move back towards your nose. And once again, this picking pattern is taught in my finger picking lesson. We're going to pick in 6/8 timing from our nose to our toes and back up again, accenting on 1 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I'm exaggerating this a little bit. Loud, 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 loud. Accent, accent, accent. So I'm going to play a little chord progression without any dynamics and then with, so you can see the difference. And in all honesty, I'm going to find it hard not to play the accents because I've committed this one to muscle memory. Once it sticks, it sticks. Now with dynamics. Can you guess that song? If you can, comment below. Thank you for still being here at the end of the video. It means a lot to me if you watch it the whole way through. I really love your support. I appreciate it greatly. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Don't forget to give this a like. You can visit me on patreon.com/youandbree for more, and visit me on my social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to tag me if you've made a video of yourself from this lesson. So hopefully you've realised the importance of dynamics. You've learnt the language of forte and piano. Forte means loud, piano means soft. You've learnt that we achieve volume through motion. You've learnt crescendo and decrescendo, meaning to gradually get louder and to gradually get softer. You've learnt accents, you've learnt ghost notes. You've learnt so much. If you didn't get through it all today, don't worry. This lesson is comprehensive and the idea is to come back as often as you can. For more lessons and tutorials, come check out my channel or visit these links.